What is up, everybody? How you doing? We're getting started here very shortly. We're on TikTok. Make sure you're giving us those likes. Hit that up. Sis, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, like Ace said, tap, tap, everybody. Give it a little tap, tap, tap. Yes, so we're getting started very shortly. Doing the Bell Witch. Well, not doing the Bell Witch, but talking about the Bell Witch.
You nasty son of a bitch.
I corrected myself. I think I did so. If you're over on YouTube, make sure you're, you're liking the show. Definitely make sure you share it out. YouTube, TikTok, whatever. I'm not streaming the Twitch anymore. I'm gonna do some things to kind of get that audience up. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll get it going. We'll start a show very, very quickly. Hey, JJ, do me a favor. I don't know where it goes. Make sure you kind of keep an eye on the chat moment. If anybody acting a little too naughty, we're getting out of here.
You look like you're about to do something devious.
I'm not. Yo, what is up, everybody? How you doing? It's your boy, the Birdman from the Birdman Show. You already know what to do, so go ahead and do it with us. That is right. We are here. We are live. We are on the Birdman Show. We're live on YouTube. We're live over on TikTok. So wherever you're at viewing us, make sure you hit those like buttons. Help us get this bad boy going. I know right now on TikTok we're at 1.2K. Let's keep it going. Show us some love. Share this out. Let's get some more people rocking and rolling here. But of course, I'm not here rocking and rolling by myself. I got my crew with me. So let's go ahead and dispense with the music and dispense all the pleasures. And like I say, what's up to my peoples? I've got Ace. I've got Def Light, aka Carrie. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, Storm.
Yeah, artist formerly known. Hey,
up,
Karen, how you doing over on TikTok? And of course, we got Hydroception joining us. First of all, how are you guys doing? Def Light, let's start with you. God dang it.
Doing pretty good. No complaints. How are y'all doing?
Out freaking standing. How was your day today?
It was very chill today.
Okay. Cool. Hydro, what's up, brother? How are we doing today?
I'm big chilling, living life, and I'm
There
here.
you go.
No
There you
complaints.
go. All right. Ace, I know you had a busy day. How are you doing?
I'm a hell of a lot warmer now than what I was earlier.
Oh, I bet. Out there shoveling the snow.
Yeah.
For the school system. Doing great work, doing big things. Proud of you, sir. Very proud of you.
They paid me for it, so I mean,
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
I took advantage of the system.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I will be making a few announcements later on in the show. So some new things that we're gonna be doing not only for the Birdman show, but also for the Birdman Sports um podcast as well that we're gonna be getting started here very shortly. Speaking of which, make sure you guys go over to TikTok and go over to our YouTube channel over for the Birdman Sports podcast. It's really simple. I kept the name simple, Birdman Sports 247. Make sure, especially on TikTok, help us get to 1,000 followers on that profile, so that way we can go live just like we're doing now for the Birdman Sports, which I gotta double check because yeah, I should be able to add Birdman Sports. I don't think yeah, I should be able to do that. It shouldn't be a problem. But yes, help us get to 1,000 followers on that profile as well, so we can also go live. 'Cause like I said, if you like the Birdman show, you're gonna love the Birdman Sports show. So definitely, like I said, go do that. Help us out. Get us up to 1,000 followers on there. Try to help us get to at least 500 subscribers on our YouTube channels, the Birdman Show podcast, as well as the Birdman Sports 247. So that way we can go ahead and get monetized. Hopefully start making a little bit of cash. But yeah, that's what we got going on here. Definitely got to give shout out to our peoples. We got over here watching in TikTok land. We got Lady Phoenix. We got Karen. I could have sworn I seen. Maybe I did not. I guess I did not. I'm seeing things again. We got Tab watching us over here on YouTube. I'm pretty sure DK is going to be in here some point in time, somewhere lurking around the shadows. Like,
Of course, he can't miss his pew pew.
you can't miss that bird with the bird flu. And I'm pretty sure X is going to join us at some point in time as well. Looking forward to those comments. That being said, we are going to dive into this story, this episode, and we're going to be talking about the Bell Witch. Now, I didn't know much about the Bell Witch, and I always get the Bell Witch and Blair Witch, I always entangle them two together. Just because when I say that, it's because I guess word association. I don't know, Bell, Blair. Sometimes I'll when I'm talking about one, I'm actually talking about the other. So I do that. I'm gonna try to refrain from doing that tonight.
Don't put me in the corner, boss.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna try to refrain from doing that. We'll see how it goes. TikTok, you guys are awesome. We're at 3.3K already. Let's go ahead and keep that going. You guys are doing phenomenal. Okay, so this topic was brought to us by Carrie, aka Deathlight. Now, why don't you? Well, I don't even know why I asked this question anymore. I think everybody already knows you like this stuff because you're just weird. So it's all good, but I'm going to ask anyways. What drew you to this particular story?
It's fucking Carrie.
I
Well,
know that, but for other people that may be doing,
I actually have a different reason for this one.
Holy Mary, Mother
Like
of
a
Joseph.
personal reason.
Yes.
Oh, do share.
She has a different reason. Oh wow, okay, cool. Go for it.
So way back in the day when I was in college, I took a speech class where that teaches you how to give speeches in front of people.
Okay. Yeah,
And she let us pick any topic we wanted so we would be a little bit more comfortable. So I found something that was kind of local to me to talk about that I already kind of knew a little bit about, but I could also get more information because it was kind of local. So this is one of the topics I picked that semester I think it was like a 10-minute speech. Every speech we had to do was like 10 minutes long. And
Yeah.
it had to be something that was interactive, that could, hold people's interests and things like that. So this is one of my topics.
Well, it's special.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Because
that's
I've actually been to the Bell Witch farm.
really.
Yes,
Have you been to the cave?
it's the same thing.
No, a farm is grassland where shit grows. A
It's
cave
the same
is a
thing.
hole in the earth that you go into.
It's on the same property.
Well, see, you didn't say that. You said you went to the farm. I asked you if you went to the cave.
It's on the same damn piece of land, sir.
You gotta specify.
Clearly.
I guess to help Ace out, what you probably should have said was it's at the same place. It's Ace. Come on, Carrie, you should know this better.
Yeah, but the Bell Witch Cave is a tourist attraction. Nothing ever actually happened there before, so.
So they just named it the Bell Witch Cave because it was local to the Bell property.
I don't know why they went with the cave, because I guess it's because that's the only thing that was originally there at the time of the haunting, because they have cabins and things there now, but they're replicas. They're not, it's not the original cabin from the 1800s.
Well, that's kind of cheating.
It's 1800s made of wood. You think that thing stood the test of time? It did not.
Hey, I've seen a lot of places that, you know, were built back then. They're still standing today. Okay. So I don't want to hear that, ma'am. They should have picked better wood. Anyways. All right. Let's get this bad boy started. TikTok, we're at 4.7K. You guys are freaking awesome. Like always. Love you guys. All right, so Carrie, why don't you get us started with what's going on here with the Bell Witch?
I was going to share, but I can't remember how to do it.
You hit the little TV thing.
Yeah. And you got to let me know so I can look for it.
Well, I'm sharing.
Hi, Sharon.
And sharing is caring.
Sharing
is caring. There we go. Got it.
Okay, so just to kind of give everybody an idea, like everybody knows where Nashville is. I know, isn't it fun?
That's cool.
Everybody knows where Nashville, Tennessee is. It's right smack dab in the middle of the state. Adams, Tennessee is up this way. It's almost to the Kentucky border.
Okay.
And that is where the Bell family purchased 320 acres back in 1804.
Ooh.
So it was a farm with a cave.
Okay. now that we got that figured out.
And this is an artist rendering of what the log cabin looked like back in the day once they got it built up. He came from North Carolina. It was Daddy John, Lucy, his wife, Betsy, John Jr., Joel, and Richard, I believe, was the entire
Bell family.
Yeah.
The family.
Yeah. And what's super strange about this is that they lived there happily and peacefully for 13 years before anything happened.
Okay, now wait. We have a question on TikTok.
Okay. Question is coming from Lady Phoenix. Do they know the cave was there when they purchased the property?
Probably not. They're actually one of the founding families that moved to this area. So they were like the first settlers in Adams, Tennessee.
Okay, so with that question, how do they give a relative location of where the original homestead was in correlation with where the cave is?
I don't know if I have that.
Hey, Amber. And as she's looking for that TikTok, we're at 5.6K. Freaking standing.
Yeah, because I mean, for them not to know that the cave was there, I'm just spitballing here and saying that it was probably.
It was 1804, guys.
I know.
Does that got to do anything?
Cave should be directly
Okay.
below the original house, if I remember.
It is
correctly.
not directly below the original house. It would have fallen in.
No, I think she's talking like
Well, what
south,
about in the ring?
south
In the ring
on the
too.
property.
Okay. Did you get my share? There it is.
I did. There it is.
So there is the cave. Here's the farm. Like
How
300.
with it being that close to the property, how did they not know it was there?
Because they probably never saw the property before they bought it. These were settlers. They didn't.
Okay, that's right. She said before they purchased it. So they knew it was there after they purchased the property.
I'm assuming they found the giant hole.
I would hope so.
Well, Amber said they didn't know it was there until they went looking.
Right. I mean, it was
Okay.
320 acres in 1804. They didn't have maps. They were the first people to basically
Settle.
live there. Yeah.
They should have updated their Google Maps.
That probably would have saved them a lot of problems.
I know, it's the same, yeah. But internet was spotty back then anyway.
There he is.
Oh, DK joining in?
Yeah.
If it was below the house, they would have been the Bell Witches, not the Bell Witch.
Yeah, their bells would have been definitely ringing.
I mean, he probably owned like all of this. So like there's John Bell Jr. Cemetery, there's the Bell Cemetery, there's John Bell Sr.'s grave. I mean, he probably owned all of this. That's a lot of acreage.
It is.
Yeah. That is a lot. Okay.
To
That's
tell
cool.
from road to road, that's usually a mile, isn't it?
This is farmland. Don't go by anything you have in your brain.
That's not much.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, like, it's still not a very populated area. I got lost when I was going out there.
Okay. Exploring the land. Hey, Bruce.
Bruce in the house. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Why are we scrolling out? We don't give a flying fuck about Adams, Tennessee.
Because I like scrolling. Zip it. Okay.
Zoop.
Zippity doo dah.
Whoa.
So-
Really? JJ, really?
Wow.
Well, I mean, she's not wrong. I kind of froze my brain off today. All right, I'm sorry. I questions are done. Please continue.
Bam, I just told you. Now you have to do it again. I just told you.
Well,
Let me know. Because I'm looking. I got my phone. I'm looking.
I literally just did it.
Well, it literally just went away when I saw it and tried to click on it.
Dum, dum, dum. Hey, she's going to share.
Thanks, Ace.
You're welcome.
Okay, so one thing that I want to point out, because Ace seems absolutely enamored with these caves. The cave is not very big. It's a very small cave. No hauntings or anything to do with the hauntings or anything creepy ever happened inside the cave until they opened it as a tourist attraction. Things got weird once that happened, but that's just what the guide told me when I just popped up there on like a random Wednesday and shot the shit with the person. Like, I didn't even pay for a tour or anything. I was just talking to the lady that ran it.
Okay, now here comes the questions. How is it that there was no hauntings at all within the cave until after it became a tourist attraction? After they named it, I'm not done yet. After they named it the Bell Witch Cave and opened it up to the public, did that give everybody the sense of interpretation that they could make up whatever they wanted to and say that they were haunting?
What sounds scarier, a farm or a cave?
Depends on what happened on the fucking farm.
Yeah, I mean, really neither.
In general.
Depends
What's
on what happened on
scarier?
the fucking farm.
A farm or a cave? Caves are scarier. This cave is actually not that. It's not that deep. Like there's that grate that I just showed you, and then it goes back like another 25 feet. And you can only tour the cave a couple times a year because it floods.
Yeah, I can see that.
This actually goes underwater most of the year.
Okay.
And it's never when I talked to the lady that ran it, it wasn't a haunting. They said that basically visitors would come in, take their pictures and hear the stories and do the tour and all that stuff, and then they would take a pebble with them. And as soon as they left the property with the pebble, bad things would start to happen to them. And they would immediately return the pebble so that basically the curse was broken, so to speak.
Well, I mean, that just goes to show you stop picking up stuff that don't belong to you.
I didn't touch the damn pebbles. I don't want to have nothing to do with it.
Okay, so the hauntings technically didn't happen at the cave.
No.
It was with them taking something from the cave.
And
that-
and I'm reaching in my memory banks here, okay? Like this is a long fucking time ago.
Oh, this could be dangerous.
Yeah. So one story, I think, if I remember correctly, what she told me is that a guy went and did the tour. He took a pebble because he wanted a keepsake. He made it to a gas station that was like right down the road, ended up falling out of his car when he was going in to get something and got smacked in the head by somebody's door. And so he and took the pebble back because when I pulled up, they have like these fence posts all around, the whole property because it's private. It's private property. And on the fence post by the gate, there was a stack of pebbles where people have come and put them in back because they were getting bad juju already. Like they had already only been off the property for a few minutes. And she said that people would mail them back if like they were visiting from out of town and things like that. So the cave is not, it's a tourist attraction. It's cool. It's neat, but there's caves all over Tennessee. So
now, are you sure that wasn't like just a coincidence?
She had other stories. I just can't remember them all. She told me like 3 or 4.
Like I took a pebble from I almost said Blair Witch.
It's hard. It's kind of difficult.
I took a pebble from the Bell Witch and bad shit started happening. What's the possibility that you were just fucking clumsy that day?
On more than one person? Like some people ended up in the hospital. I can't remember all the stories because it was so long ago, but like some people ended up in the hospital. Some people like broke bones clean in half right after or shortly after they got this pebble and took it off the property. I mean, like she had quite a few stories. I just can't remember them all.
Okay. Now another question. Were those steps already there or did they put those in?
They put those in.
They did a shitty job.
Well, you got to remember this area, this is flooded. This is completely underwater most of the year.
Yeah, true. Do you think they started the Bell bicycle products and safety equipment to make up for the horrible family past?
I mean, it's possible.
That was another branch of the Bell family.
Yeah, because then you had what was it, Thomas Bell with phone. Yeah, their family's just some are good, some are not so good. Okay. Okay. Hey, so you good on the questions?
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
You sure?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the
because we've been talking about this cave and I have no idea what's really going on with the farm here.
I'm trying to back to the farm, but Ace is hyper focused on this freaking cave.
He likes the cave. Okay.
He does. He likes the cave.
Continue.
So they purchased 320 acres in 1804. They lived there peacefully for 13 years before anything weird started happening.
Oh, imagine
Fir-
that.
The first
13.
strange, I think it's weird that she waited at all, but that's just me. The
Right.
first strange event began in 1817, and it occurred outside the Bell house, so their cabin. It happened in front of John Bell, so Daddy Bell was walking the cornfield close to his home, and he saw a dog unlike any other that he had ever seen sitting in a corn row looking at him. He did not recognize the animal, so he raised his gun and shot at it. He felt sure that he had hit the creature. Even so, it ran off unharmed. So this is one of the artist renderings, because there was a bunch of this in like the newspapers back in that day. Like this was an article that was, or a thing that was written about numerous times.
Is that
in
a
the local
two-headed dog?
newspapers. Yes.
Is he playing fetch with it?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why he's playing fetch, but yes.
With an axe.
Mhm.
I thought he
Andy.
shot at it. Did he shoot at it with the baseball?
He shot
Andy.
at it, but please don't forget this was back in the 1800s, and this is all folklore.
Yeah, and he's
There's
black.
actually
so
several
it's
versions.
folklore.
They didn't have photographs. God.
I wasn't going to say anything. But I was like, last I knew, John Bell was white.
Yeah.
He
I
is
got
not
some
white.
questions about this. Yeah, I got some questions about this. I don't know about this one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So this is like what kind of kicked it off. He was walking along, he saw a weird dog, he shot at it, and that's kind of like when it went downhill. And I don't want to get to those newspaper articles yet. So he had three sons, John, Joel, and Richard. One of his other sons saw a strange looking creature he had not seen before. It appeared to be a turkey, but larger than any turkey he had ever seen. He ran to the house and retrieved his gun, and by the time he got back on the field, the extraordinary large fowl was flying away. In both cases, father and son assumed that because they were living in a new part of the world, now granted, remember, this is the 1800s, get out of technology land. These are not educated people, these are farmers. They
Wow.
thought they would. I could already, because I can hear his argument already. Ace.
She thinks I'm going to argue this. Because they live in a new part of the world, apparently animals look different there.
I mean, they might have found
They
the
didn't know.
to the lost world. So that could have been a pterodactyl that they saw that flew away.
Anything is possible at this point.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah, there could have been. There's the Lost Kingdom. Where that was the entrance to Middle Earth.
I mean, it only gets weirder. So yeah.
Imagine that, a case from Carrie that gets weirder.
I know.
Yeah, we can't even do You Be the Judge without it being freaking off the rails.
But they assumed that since this is a new area, they thought that was just like a common animal that they would see in this area. So they were just like, okay, whatever, it's cool.
Whatever.
Okay, and then they had Betsy and Lucy, the two daughters. Betsy got it the worst from the entity that hated this family, basically. So Betsy saw a hanging girl, and that's kind of like when it went downhill for her. She saw a pretty young girl in a green dress swinging by her neck from a limb on an oak tree close to the house. She tried to communicate with the child, but received no response, which doesn't make sense to me. If you see somebody hanging by the neck, why are you going to try to talk to them? But, hey, whatever.
What?
Now,
Wait. We're not going to speed past that.
didn't
We're
say
not going to
anything
speed
about her.
past that.
I'm sorry, Birdman. Go ahead.
Okay. First I was gonna make a comment about what you said earlier about them not being very educated, but now I have nothing for that one after she decided to try to communicate with somebody hanging from a tree. Okay, yeah, all right. This
See,
is really fun.
the research that I did didn't say anything about her hanging, just swinging from a tree.
It depends on which version you read.
And I also the dog that he found. See, I went back and reread, and the dog that he found said that it was the body of a dog and the head of a rabbit. That did
Depends on
not
what
look like a
version you
rabbit.
read.
Definitely.
That
That's
picture
why
was a two-headed wolf dog.
That's why I said at the beginning of this, remember this is a folk tale, which means there's like 25 different versions. They're an unofficial, it's called the Authenticated History of the Bell Witch. And it's an official, unofficial retelling of like what happened. It's a very old book. They have it, I think, in some libraries, and I think you can get a copy, like a PDF file or something. But there's a lot of dispute against that book specifically because it was written many, 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 many years after the Bell family died. So
Where'd he get his information?
the same place that we did, just locally, talking to people, newspaper stories.
Okay,
I didn't talk to anybody.
I didn't either.
You talked to me.
Not about this.
Really about this.
Mhm.
I mean, we
He did, because I kept reminding him what his homework was.
My what?
But he didn't talk to you about it.
Like we didn't sit down, had tea and crumpets.
No, but we're talking about it now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're not writing a book about it, but we're talking about it now.
Yeah, it sounded good at the time. Okay.
Tea and crumpets.
Tea and crumpets. Crikey. Okay. Anyways.
She tried to communicate with the child, but received no response. And then she ran to the house to get family members to witness the sighting. But when they returned to the tree, the girl in the green dress was gone. That is when,
Was the rope still there?
Didn't say.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't. I mean, the whole thing was made up in her head anyway.
Was the dog and the fowl.
It depends on which version you read. Yeah. Mass hysteria. It just depends.
Were they on an opium field?
Well, that's what they say the Salem witch trials was mass hysteria plus a poisoning. Made them hallucinate.
No, that was Daddy John.
No, the Salem witch trials really happened, but the phenomenon they were seeing to accuse others of as witches was because they were high in mass hysteria.
Oh, well, real quick, Hydro. What is your take on everything that's going on so far?
You get high on your own supply.
My take is this is some crazy shit. And back to the cave, it would be creepy if you went scuba diving underneath there.
You can go canoeing on the river. That's a new point of attraction. That wasn't there when I visited.
Does it go all the way through the cave?
I don't know. I didn't even even look at it, but it was the Bell Witch Cave and canoeing. That's their tagline now.
I might have to go try that.
How in the hell are you supposed to canoe through the cave if it doesn't go all the way through?
I don't think it goes through the cave. The river is behind the farm, and I think you can canoe on the river.
Okay.
I think it's basically so they can make more money on the months that they have to close down the other tourist attraction.
Oh, because it's flooded.
I mean, it's beautiful country out there. It's like because it's so
campground there,
not populated at all that it's just like beautiful wilderness. But yeah, it's just farmland with trees.
Yeah, you need to open up a camping ground there. I'd go.
There's probably some close to it.
Yeah, let's.
I want to be close to it. I want to be right there on the land.
You want to snuggle with the Bell Witch?
Why the heck not?
Just don't take her rocks.
No.
What if she takes yours?
I'm gonna take a rock and put it on.
What if she takes your rocks?
She might.
Well,
When you
it-
said
it-
that, I started thinking about what was that? God dang it, what's the name of that movie with Marlon Wayans? Where they're making fun of all the horror movies. It's not.
Oh,
It's
Scary
not
Movie.
scary. No, not scary movie. It was the other. It was a different one. It was him and God bless it. With his cousin Ray Ray. The dude played Ray Ray. God dang, I can't think of the name. I know. Well, Des is watching this. Maybe we should put it in there because I've had her watch it a couple times. I think it was Haunted House, something like that. Whatever. But I thought about that because there was a part there where he had not white chicks.
That was the first thing that popped in my head was white chicks.
No,
well, whenever you said Marlon Wayans, that was the first thing that popped into my head too.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'll probably blurt it out at some point in time in the episode. But yeah, there was a part in there where him and his girlfriend Keisha had a you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. they had an encounter of the sensual kind with a ghost. And it was funny. It was hilarious, that whole part. What was it? A haunted house. So I was right there. Thank you. I knew she because I made her watch it.
Did it have to do with somebody taking their rocks or taking a rock or
There was definitely something taken.
Yeah, it got something taken.
Amber says segs.
Yeah. Okay, anyways.
You had sex with the ghost?
Well, the ghost.
We are gone. We have gone
The
down
ghost-
the like. We're not even in the same ballpark anymore, guys.
No,
We're talking about
he's
ghosts.
talking
and
about
haunting.
haunting.
He's
This is
talking
the
about-
haunting.
He's
The ghost
talking
had sex
about
with him.
no.
What? What are you talking about? No. How do we know there's no stories about that with the Bell Witch?
Nothing recorded.
Yeah, that's because
Do you think somebody's going to admit to that?
I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
they admitted to some fucked up shit.
I don't know about that though. Yes, Bruce. Yes. Thank you, sir. But yeah, okay. All right, cool. I mean, that's cool.
Continue.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break.
Please do God.
What is wrong with you, Ace? Oh, what is wrong with you, Ace?
Hey,
His rocks are
Wolfie.
gone.
Wolfie in the house. What is it?
What's up,
Uh,
Wolf?
What's wrong, Ace? You all right?
Yep,
You all right?
good. I'm good. Good.
You sure?
Continue. Yep.
Okay. I mean, okay, that's cool. I don't know why you didn't. I mean, what? Is it about your commercial?
Always.
All right, let's go ahead and play it and get it over with.
Might as well. Back by popular demand.
Oh, it ain't going
Never
nowhere.
going away
It's
ever.
never going anywhere. No, it's never. Even if I'm not sponsored by Doobie, if we move on to someone else, I'm still going to be playing that. Doobie, Dubby.
I was gonna say it's Dubby.
Doobie.
There you go, PK.
DK in the house. Yeah, this is for you, DK. It's bird flu time. Okay, so here we go. We'll be right back.
Fucking bird flu time.
Oh, that's why you made that noise instead of the right way. He's got the bird flu.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Because the other commercial we did, hey, we was out there on that one too. So we'll be right back more than Birdman show after this bird goes to the vet. All right, we'll be back.
Yeah. Drop. Gotcha. How we doing, everybody? This commercial is brought to you by Dubby Energy Drinks. Dubby is an energy drink that you mix at home. Dubby is formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or no crash. So, their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and neurotropics, including the patented neurofactor. There are no calories, no sugars, no fillers, and no artificial colors. So if you need something to give you the energy to take on the world, Dubby is what you need. Go to dubby.gg, that's DUBBY.GG to get yours today. Hey, as a special bonus to our followers, if you enter the promo code just Birdman Show, you will get 10% off of your first order. Hey, tell them the Birdman sent you.
Yo, what is up, everybody? We are back on the Birdman Show. One thing I'm trying to do here, we get the opportunity. Anytime we get the opportunity, what I want to do is hold on a second.
I can hear you.
Hold on.
I still made it up. Yeah, mama, yeah, that shit to be made. If it my money, get the fuck out my face.
Want to try
There's some
to
shit that's gonna go to the grave. If you ain't, get the fuck out my face. Yeah, mama, yeah, that shit to be made. If it my money, get the fuck out my face. I got some shit that's gonna go to the grave. If you ain't, get the fuck out my face. When I make it, don't eat off my plate. Don't even try to sit up at my table. This ain't no fable. I'm rocking this shit like Cain and Abel. Stupid little bitch trying to have me pay for.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me control that.
It's not dropping.
Anyways, but yeah, I know, right? But one thing we're trying to do is this is one of the announcements I was planning on making. Is we're promoting artists when we get the opportunity to do it. Like I said, I have actually I could have just done it like this. Anyways, but promoting Hydro right now. He's got some great music out there. I've got a couple other artists I'm gonna be working with, and then of course, for those who don't know, one of my army buddies and I had started a record label. It's still kind of getting off the ground, but we do have several artists that we're working with right now. So I do plan on promoting them as well. Try to change it up, get actual artists on here, so we're gonna actually put that on there for the music and everything, and do some really cool freaking things with the show. So. That being said, we are back with more of the Birdman Show. You guys already know what to do, so why don't you just go ahead and do it with us? That is right. Okay, so we are freaking talking about. I don't know. Yeah. We're talking about the Bell
started
Witch.
whining.
Not the Blair Witch, which I'm very
It's a
proud of
dog.
myself. I haven't said that. So that's cool. But we've been talking about the Bell Witch, and this is definitely getting weird with some of this stuff. They got people, if they take pebbles, they fall out of their cars and get smacked in the head with doors, and all kinds of stuff going on. The puppy.
Hey, whoa.
Like what?
I did not pay to no.
It's a puppy.
It was private.
It's a puppy.
I mean, okay. Anyways, moving right along. The Bell Witch has been it is this,
on purpose.
No, I had to put her that way because I can't turn that way without knocking shit off my desk.
Oh,
yeah, okay. Cool.
okay.
So Carrie had already told us the reason why she had what? Well, no, you're not talking to me, so I'm not worried about that. Anyways. Carrie's already told us a little bit about why she chose this topic and why this is one thing, because this was now. How far is the farm from you?
I'm going to share.
Okay, thanks. That works a lot better. See that? Look at that. Boom.
So this
Then-
is where I live now.
Whoa.
Hold up.
Why didn't it? Oh, for the love of God. Here, do it
Okay,
again.
dude,
That
I
time.
announced it.
No, I clicked on it, but it didn't
Mhm.
register.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shut your mouth. There we go. Let's try this again.
So I live here now.
Okay.
This is where I was living at the time.
Over in Franklin.
Yeah.
Okay. So
How do you
Murfreesboro.
pronounce that?
Murfreesboro.
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 Do you want me to say it, or y'all want to keep going like full fake redneck?
Listen here. I am a redneck.
Well, how do you say it?
Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Murfreesboro.
Marlboro.
Is that cousin to Marlboro?
No.
Oh, okay. No relation.
It's Marlboro's
Yeah,
aunt.
Murfreesboro.
Illegitimate son.
I like that. Murfreesboro. Okay, I like that. Okay, cool. Anyways,
Step
so
Or
you
the
were living
borough,
in Franklin.
short.
Yeah, and I don't like the short. I like the one I was doing.
Oh,
So
he likes it long.
yeah. So at the time you went to go visit, you were living in Franklin.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I mean that's not a I mean it's not a short drive, but it's not too bad of a drive.
No, it was only like, I think, maybe an hour.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay. All right. So growing up, let me ask you this question. Growing up, because where'd you grow up? You grew up in
In
Franklin?
Franklin. Yeah.
So growing up in Franklin, how much did you hear about the Bell Witch?
Not as much as I probably would have. Most of the stories that I heard were more localized because this entire area right here, like
Mhm.
pretty much all of Smyrna, Franklin, Murfreesboro, it's all Civil War battle land. So we have grave sites and historical sites and all kinds of crap out the wazoo all around me. The Trail of Tears is literally right up the road.
Mm, that's crazy. That's pretty cool. It's always cool to hear stories like this from people who actually live around the area. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Ace, did you have any questions?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
You good, Hydro?
Yeah, I'm not going to ask any more questions. Not right
So
now.
you guys pleading the fifth right now? Okay, cool. All right. Okay, go ahead. What else you got for us as far as that?
As far as what?
I mean, you can continue. I mean,
Okay. So after they saw those apparitions, that's when things started to happen in the actual home. No, we're not climbing me. No, you're not a goat. Quit. Um,
could be.
they started hearing strange sounds, knocking, scratching, gnawing, some very quiet whimpering. What are you doing? Stop. Um, their bed sheets would be pulled off of them when they would sleep. Like, just it started kind of like that, and it got more severe. The spirit, witch, whatever it may be, she really disliked
That's-
Daddy John and Betsy Bell.
Yep.
She
Now, I
really
wanna say-
disliked them.
They made a movie out of this, right?
American
Several.
Haunting.
There was a. It wasn't the one I'm thinking about. Wasn't American Haunting? I don't think. Well,
It
when did
is-
American Haunting come out?
It inspired the Blair Witch Project,
Right.
An American Haunting, the Bell Witch movie, and then the Bell Witch Haunting. And these were
American
all
Haunting came out in late 90s.
early 2000.
Was it?
Yeah.
When did the Bell Witch come out?
The movie or the haunting?
The movie.
Mid 2000.
I can't remember when it was. I don't remember when I saw it, so that's right. Okay. So I think I do remember seeing. It might have been American Haunting. 'Cause I don't remember. it being
American
called
Haunting
Blair.
was the big one. It was the big retelling. It wasn't a retelling, but it was the supposedly like the big retelling that was supposed to be the most accurate.
In
don't
my opinion, I haven't seen the other ones, but in my opinion, An American Haunting was pretty spot on as far as how the folklore goes, how they produced the movie.
Mm. DK was pronouncing more freeze barrel. I like that one too. Okay, so stick a pin in that, Carrie. Okay, so let's start with Hydro. Okay, up until now, with some of the stuff that with things we've heard, Carrie talking about, telling us about with this story.
Yes.
What were some of the things that you came up with as well?
We're not far enough ahead for me to talk about the stuff that I found that
Okay.
I have written down from my notes. So you have to get back to me on that one.
All right. Well, then just stick a pin in that. Let me know when we get to that point. Ace, what about you?
One of the ways that she showed her dislike for Daddy John was she called him Big Jack. I'm not sure what the reference Big Jack means, but that's how she referred to him. Some of the things that she did to him is he developed paralysis in his mouth or in his jaw. She apparently poisoned him. I'm wanting to say that he developed blindness. And then with Betsy, she slapped Betsy. I mean, it started off with just like little things like she'd get her hair pulled or she'd get pinched. But then as the days went by, it's almost like the entity got stronger.
Wait a minute. She got what?
Pinched.
Oh, okay. I was like,
sorry, she got pinched.
what the heck is
Motherfuckers. Fuck all y'all. What you laughing at? You ain't got nothing to say. You can't make fun of the way I talk. You ain't talking.
That was
I got a
not
lot of
your-
stuff to say, but we're not. I would run it, so I'm not going to say anything yet.
Oh, that was a country. That was some country right there that popped out there.
Yes,
Which
it
one
was.
of us lives down in Tennessee too?
I know, right?
She got pinched.
Okay. Before
Um,
you continue though, yes, Amber, that one, and that which one was that one with Donald Sutherland played John Bell?
that was an American Haunting.
Okay, so that's the one I saw. Because I do remember Donald Sutherland as the father.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
It's escalated from her being pinched.
That hurt you,
Okay.
didn't it?
It did.
Like, yeah.
And getting her hair pulled to she started getting slapped. She started getting scratched. She got pulled out of her bed. I mean, she really did not like Betsy.
So back to the dog that was shown in the article. Not that dog, but the one that was shown in the newspaper article. Bell Witch actually would show up sometimes as a black dog.
Dog's gotta be black.
That's what she showed up as.
Black scarier.
No wonder everybody always locks their doors when I walk by.
Oh, Jesus.
What? 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 Like, I mean, it happens. Okay.
That turned
Anyway.
dark very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Okay,
the other kids, I'm gonna come back to Betsy and Daddy in a minute, but the other kids, they got off really easy. John Bell Jr., he actually had a lot of deep and intellectual conversations with the witch, and he even called her the spirit of the damned. But she never really did anything to him. Like, she was like chill with him. It would give him advice, which of course he completely ignored, which doesn't surprise me. But he would give advice, and
what kind of advice was she giving him?
he advised him that a rich woman was on her way to visit friends, and because both were unmarried, they could meet and make a good couple. He went away on a trip, and the trip ended up being wasted, and he might have missed the love of his life. So it sounded like she was trying to hook him up.
What's that?
Um,
Okay. What's up, Angel?
Joel and Richard, they did get some attention from the witch, and some of this is just, it's hilarious to me. I'm sorry. They would have the covers pulled off of them, especially on cold nights, and usually she would be laughing when she did it. One night they were alone in their bedroom when the spirit again pulled the covers off of him. Joel lost his temper and spoke harshly to him. So the spirit turned around and spit on him, causing Richard to utter angry words. I don't know what was said. I really wish there was like some kind of quote or a hint or something. And Joel had to watch helplessly while the spirit spanked his brother.
Spank me, daddy.
First,
Actually, spank me, mommy, on that case, because they believe it's a woman spirit.
so first, he got the hot tour, and then got
Yeah, he got paddled. Fucking hot tour.
Oh my god, what is going on here? Okay, Ghost is a freak, man. Good God. Okay, wow. Okay, so spit on the brother and then spanked him.
The other brother, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
spit on one brother and then spank the other one.
Mhm.
Keeping it in the family. Okay. Oh,
Now,
Jesus.
Lucy, on the other hand, yeah, fuck, okay.
Hey.
He wants a little hot too and a paddle.
I mean, all he's got to do is come take one of her rocks and she'll tag along with him.
Hey, I mean, oh Jesus, yeah. Oh my God, I can't with this. Okay, all right. Ace, were you done with what you were saying?
Lucy, the wife,
Mhm.
she had a liking to Lucy.
She loved Lucy.
She thought that she was the most perfect woman on the face of the earth.
Mhm.
She would bring her fruit. She would do kind gestures for her. I mean, she had the complete opposite reaction to her than what she had to anybody else in the house.
Mhm. Yeah, she would bring her grapes when they were out of season and drop them under a bed. She would drop hazelnuts from the ceiling, and Lucy couldn't eat the nuts because she couldn't crack them open, so she would crack the nuts for her.
She cracked Lucy's nuts.
The hazelnuts.
Was Lucy short for Lucifer?
Hazelnuts.
You said she cracked Lucy's nuts.
Yeah,
The hazelnuts.
She was bringing hazelnuts to her.
Oh, so Hazel has nuts.
Yes, Hazel has nuts.
Okay.
Lots of them, from my understanding.
Not after they got cracked.
No.
Hey, you really cracking nuts too? Yes, DK, that is probably where the term "get your rocks off." Jeez, there's no shame around here. Okay.
Not even a little bit.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so all right, so she was cool with Lucy, and then the crazy thing about, because I do remember, because parts of the movie are starting to replay in my head, and that was especially the ending of that, when you think, okay, well, this is probably why she was haunting them towards the end, but that's not even remotely close to the actual folklore of this particular subject. What kind of rocks? Really? Lucy can also be short for Lucinda. Okay, as well as was that Lucille?
Lucille.
I don't have my
Well, not
glasses.
if she's got nuts.
Well, I mean, today. Well, I mean,
Stop.
we're not going. I'm not doing it. All right, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, and over on TikTok, once again, we're at 9.2K now. You guys are, like I said, you guys are freaking phenomenal. Love you guys. Okay, so were you done, Ace?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What else? Go ahead and pick back up, Carrie.
So John Bell Sr., Daddy Bell, he was abused both verbally and physically. She called him Old John Bell and whatever Ace said, because I can't remember.
Old Jack.
Old Jack. She menaced him with profanity, curses, and threats. He did begin having trouble speaking, eating, and swallowing. He said that it felt like he had a stick of wood lodged between both cheeks and his mouth. So she gagged him. And
Stop
he just said because he
You fucking stop it.
I will note that when Daddy Bell finally died, I don't know how true it is, but they say that there was a strange vial next to his bed with a strange liquid remnant in it. So some people say that the Bell Witch killed him.
He's
Okay.
still stuck on the chewing, spitting, and swallowing.
Then he had wood lodged in his throat.
Yeah.
So I wonder what that actual strange liquid was.
Well, it was black.
Oh, you go to the doctor quick. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Did y'all have anything on John Bell, Daddy Bell?
Other than he was getting real down there with the Bell Witch there.
I already said what I had on John, and you pretty much just said it again. So no, I don't.
So Betsy got it the worst. I'm not sure why she had so much absolute hate for Betsy. The only thing I could think of is that she tried to talk to the hanging girl instead of trying to help her. That's all I got. I mean, really, because if all the stories, it sounds like everybody that got it the worst are the ones that actually interacted with her when she was in a different form. You know, one tried to shoot her, the other one went to get the gun to shoot her, and then the other one left the little girl there to hang. I don't know. So Betsy was slapped, dragged around by her hair, items yanked out of her hands, pricked with invisible pins. It would actually follow her to her friend's house. So sometimes to get a break, her family would send her to a friend's house so she could, get a night's sleep without the witch basically haunting her, and it would follow her. And when the friend would loudly chide the spirit, um, it just laughed at her.
So she's just laughing at her, like she's this. Yeah, this chick is. Wow. Okay. All right. What else?
She was in a serious relationship with a gentleman named Joshua Gardner. But the spirit literally taunted her for months, constantly repeating, "Please, Betsy, please don't marry Joshua Gardner. Please." I mean, just like on repeat for months and months and months. And out of fear, basically, Betsy ended the relationship because she was scared that she would basically pivot to Joshua and attack him.
Wow. Oh, come on. Okay. Now, okay. So, what were the ages of the children when all this did it ever
I'm
say?
sure it did. I just didn't write it down because me and numbers are not getting along right now.
I didn't see anywhere where it gave their ages.
I was wondering that because I mean I'm assuming they were. I mean, at least in their because John. Yeah, I don't know. But whatever. Okay. Okay. So Hydro, on yours, about how far along was yours in what you had that you were going to talk about?
So she could also mimic the voices of family members, which would cause confusion and fear. And then she could also like pretty much manipulate the weather, and she would cause earthquakes as well.
Storm from the X-Men?
Got me, bro. I don't know.
She manipulating weather, causing earthquake. Okay, well, all right. Jesus, this chick. Okay. We are now at 10.5K on TikTok. Yeah, that's just okay. That's okay. That's cool. Let me see. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
What?
What?
My notes are in the other studio.
Time to freestyle it.
Really, DK?
What do you say?
Said spanking ghosts and busting nuts. None of this sounds like a bad time for taking rocks.
Okay. I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it. Oh God. Okay. Let me see if. And I don't even think I know I didn't even bookmark that either, where I got that information from. That's just awesome. What I saw, especially when it came to the Andrew Jackson story, it was just weird. I found like a couple ones where they had like just actual like somebody just telling a story. So it was a little weird. So I just kind of picked out information, little things from here and there, and I just kind of put it together. But yeah, my notes were in the other studio because I don't know about you guys, but in mine I actually have a place where it says notes, so I can actually click on that and I can actually copy and paste anything I copy on there. What are you about to say?
It's called Google Docs, dude.
Okay, I do have something else on John Bell.
Not in here. Notes.
Yeah,
It's a place where you can put.
I put notes in Google
Not
Docs.
Google Docs.
That way I don't have to worry about a studio or it's all right.
But you got to understand something. You don't have the studio. Like I have a whole screen with different scenes on it. Plus I have the chat. Plus I have everybody's cameras and stuff on here.
You
So
plug
bragging.
it doesn't make sense for me
on your
to
phone too.
minimize my screen.
No bragging.
My phone is monitoring TikTok. So I have all my devices doing different things.
No bragging.
So again, Carrie, don't you worry about what's going over here in the studio.
Okay, sir.
ma'am.
May I introduce you to paper?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing all that. No, not doing all that. I like it to have it where it's right here on the screen within the studio, so I don't have to worry about it. But like I said, I opened up the wrong studio. Actually, I didn't open up the wrong studio. I had the other studio open, going over stuff for the Birdman sports show and or podcast, and wasn't thinking about it. And so when I opened it up and was continuing my research, I just moved everything over to the notes there and wasn't even thinking about it. You said you had one more thing, Ace?
In your research, Carrie,
About John?
do you see anything where it said how old Lucy was whenever her and John got married?
I did, but I did not make a note of it.
Well, I went to look to see what the age is. Huh. I went to see if I could find the ages of the kids, and I found the age that she was whenever they got married.
Which was?
He was 32. She was 12.
And she was 14. Oh, I was going to say 14.
She was fucking 12.
I mean, it's gross and disgusting, but it was
Yeah.
also the 1800s. She
What?
probably got sold by her parents.
The fuck? 20 years for
That was
senior.
not uncommon. That was not uncommon, especially in those
It's
days.
gross as hell, but
That's what's crazy, is that was just so common.
Okay, but this was in 1782, and the article that I found said that they had 9 kids. Does that correlate to what you said?
I counted 6, but Well, they had some children that did not survive.
Okay.
For the move to Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah, because it only has birth and death dates on 2, and that's Betsy and Richard. It doesn't have birth and death dates on the other 2.
Yeah, I know a couple of them died when they were still really young before they ever moved to Tennessee. I didn't go into like the history of them before they moved to the state.
Okay. So I'm not finding anything that gives the ages of the kids. That's what I was looking at. And then I seen that she was a kid whenever they fucking got married. So that kind of threw me. So continue.
Well, this is the part where Birdman was supposed to step in and talk about
Andrew Jackson.
Well, it's like I said, I was pulling different information. This one that I'm looking at now is just I don't know. I don't know if I like this one at all. But I mean, they were saying that the Jackson estate was only roughly about 40 miles away from the Bell house. Where's this? Yeah, this was the one that I didn't like because it was giving out a bunch of information I really didn't care too much about. So I had to like pull pieces from this one, and I don't remember where I started at on this one.
it was
Yeah.
not 40 miles.
Well, this article here, or this story, like I said, it's a story that someone's freaking telling, and just like you just said, the Ace, depending
I
on
mean,
where
I
you
get
get
he could have had more than one house, but his like the museum you visit is near Nashville. It's not
Yeah.
anywhere near Adams, Tennessee.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, just like depending on where you're getting your resource from. Their destination, the Bell House, was like I said. It said it was only 40 miles away from Jackson's estate. So that's what it's saying here in this story. So I mean, and with Andrew Jackson, yeah, it's 100% possible he had more than just one estate.
It's 45 miles with cars in the interstate and
Once again, I don't care. I'm telling you what it says here in the freaking story. Like, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say, or I'm going to read it off this and then like.
Carrie, 45 miles is 45 miles, no matter whether it's car, interstate, across.
yeah, but they're making it sound like it's a quick little jaunt over. It's a 14-hour walk.
Okay. He just said that it was like 40 miles.
Yeah, that's what it. I'm not saying it. I'm reading it from the freaking story.
On the interstate. There were no interstates back then.
What interstate are you talking
Well, that
about?
means he could have cut across a field. It'd have been quicker.
All the fields, because everything
Yeah.
was fields.
It was
what the heck are you
land.
Yeah, anyways, like I said, it says it was only 40 miles away from the Jackson estate. Like I said, I didn't write this freaking article. I'm not saying that it
But you're
was
getting
only
crucified
40
for it.
miles. Yeah, basically. I'm not saying that, how far it really was, because I don't freaking know. I'm just saying
45 miles by interstate.
Well, yes, 45 miles by interstate.
But they didn't have interstate in 1800s.
What the heck are the Shakers?
Like Quakers.
Is that right? I don't freaking know. I've never heard of Shakers. I've heard of Quakers. I've never heard of the Shakers. This, like I said, this one is just talking about some, and it barely even mentions the Bell Witch in it. I think that's the reason why I didn't go with this one. First of all, you didn't squirrel. You were arguing with me about how far it was, and I'm just saying, listen, I'm just reading what the story said. I have no clue where it's actually located. That's all I was saying. You didn't squirrel. You just start arguing. See, this is why
See,
you and
he's doing it again. He getting offended because I squirreled again.
it wasn't a
And I'll
squirrel.
remove your butt hurt self from the equation, sir.
That wasn't a squirrel though. Now, it'd have been a squirrel if you were like, well, no, and you would have went off on something else. But you were arguing with me about the whole where it was at, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? So, anyways, Jackson's. Yeah, I don't like this article, and I'm not on the other one. I can't find the other article that I actually had that was actually because this one's talking about Andrew Jackson, the Bell Witch. What is this from? Oh, Main Street Media. Well, that's one that's located in Tennessee. Main Street Media, Tennessee. Let's see. Okay. Is this the one? Okay, while I'm looking at that. Oh no, wait a minute. Holy crap. So you said how many acres did they have?
320.
320?
Yes.
Okay. 320.
I'm never giving him homework again.
Well, it sucks when I actually had all my stuff to work, or I had at least, I mean, it was probably about 3, maybe 4 paragraphs that was on there. And I could get to it, but I'd have to shut the studio down in order to do anything with it. So John Bell. Okay, while I'm looking through this, Hydro, what was some more of the where you at
Hydro,
on that?
rescue him.
I need to rescue nobody.
Hydro did homework.
Well, he was doing homework on the Bell Witch. This one has, I mean, it's just a story that goes, that somebody else
That's
had
part of the
encountered.
Bell Witch history.
But it's not talking about what's going on with the farm right now.
Or the cave.
Hydro.
Hey, Bruce said, fuck the squirrel, you raccooned.
I am a feral raccoon.
So
That sounds about right. Anyways.
Go ahead.
Has nothing to do with this.
you need him.
Oh, yeah, I need a little more than that.
So I had to save the page that talks about him because there's so much information about
Let me guess,
it.
it's on the other studio.
No,
Okay.
it's right here.
Do it in the studio. Go ahead.
So Jackson would use a wagon to carry provisions, so that way he would not impose upon the Bells. When the wagon stopped, all the men got off their horses and pushed. Excuse me. It was only when Jackson admitted that it must be the witch that the wagon moved again. So it got stuck. They were pushing, no luck, and then all of a sudden it moved. What else does it say? He actually bought the property of John Love along Beaver Dam Creek. Sheriff James Mins sold Love's 640 acres for non-payment of taxes. Jackson paid $3.90 per acre. So that was one of his properties. Some tell that he stayed at the White House in his travels. Others share that he stopped at the Stark home on Highway 49 East. So he traveled a lot. He also owned a property on Buzzard Creek. It doesn't really say a lot
That's only
about
like
it, just that he owned the
$2,000,
property
wasn't
there. I'd have to do
Sure.
that.
You said $3.20 an acre, and how many acres?
$3.90 for 640 acres.
Okay, so around $3,000.
Yeah.
Damn.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice. If you
40 acres for $3,000. You're lucky
Yeah,
to get a
that's not-
fucking acre these days.
So it's 2,496.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let's see. Then it says on August 15th of 1817, Jackson was given 25 acres. The property was located near Caleb's Creek on the George Williams line. So he had a lot of properties. Andrew Jackson did own a lot of property here. He traveled through the country on his way to duel with Dixon. He knew men from the country because of their times together during the Creek Wars and the Battle of New Orleans. If you believe in Bell Witch, you probably should also believe that Andrew Jackson visited the Bell homestead. He certainly knew Robertson County well enough to do so. And it's also said that whenever he visited with his men, that it was so scary that his men actually ran away from the home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that was the article I was just looking at right there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even with what I'm looking at now, and then like I said, what I was able to piece together before, there wasn't a lot that I was finding on them talking about Andrew Jackson at all, other than that encounter that, like you said, when the wagon stopped and in front of the homestead, and then he uttered it must be the
Right.
witch or whatever. Then it started moving again. I mean, there wasn't, like I said, there wasn't a lot. Like, so it just, I don't know, it's weird. What do we got here?
Bruce said the average monthly income was about $25.
The average monthly income. Jesus, $25. Man, you know what?
Dang.
Thinking
Yeah,
about
Bell
back in the day, when especially when talking about prices, how people they're making their income and stuff. It is impossible to imagine having to go through something like that in today's time. Like,
Right?
it is impossible to imagine, but at the same time, it was so much easier for them to get land, purchase a home, or heck, for most of them, they would just go find a piece of land, and just start building on it. So they really weren't even really necessarily purchasing land. So it's just hard to think about that, especially when you're talking about that. Oh wow. So 3K back then equaled up to 75K now, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a little over 75,000 now in today's money. So he got 320 acres for about $75,000.
Jeez. I mean, yeah, you definitely can't even get that now. Yeah, that's freaking. I don't know. It's just thinking about some of that stuff, how they were able to do that kind of stuff, how money transfers over to today's time it's freaking weird. DK said all
I
goes
found-
down in a bat cave.
In today's market, 640 acres would cost you $7.68 million.
I found one of the encounters that one of Jackson's men went through.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Amber. What'd you say?
I found one of the encounters that one of Jackson's men went
Okay.
through whenever they visited the farm. So it says, at the farm that evening, one of Jackson's men proclaimed he was a witch tamer and had a silver bullet that would kill any evil spirit he came across. No sooner were the words out of his mouth than he began screaming and jumping around, shouting that he was being pricked with pins and beaten. The disembodied voice reverberated through the air once more, saying another fraud would be revealed the following day. Jackson's men begged to leave, but the general convinced them to stay put for at least one night. It's unclear what happened that night at John Bell's farm, but villagers saw Andrew Jackson speeding out of town the following morning, saying, "I would rather fight the British at New Orleans than fight the Bell Witch."
Hold up, Angel.
Oh boy, what?
In 1750, it says average wage was, is that $1 a week? And you work 10 to 12 hours a day. Average wage, $1 a week? Or did you miss like a number or two in there?
Well, you got to think they didn't have electricity. They didn't have running water. They made their own food from the farm. I mean, the money you needed would be for like tools and
Daily wage.
But
like basic supplies.
Oh, daily wage. So you get paid $1 a day. That's still only $5 a week. Should I remember whenever minimum wage
Well,
was $5?
and that was the average. If you were like these people who were, I'm pretty sure were above average, they were probably getting more than that for their goods.
Yeah, especially being a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll bet your grain didn't cost nearly what it do now.
And this was before the Civil War.
Yeah.
So he probably had slaves to do a lot of his work.
I don't remember seeing no slaves in that Bear movie. Well, now I take that back.
In the movie?
Just a second. It did mention something about one of his hands had an encounter with a black dog following him whenever he would go to visit his wife.
Farmhand is different than a slave.
Well,
And the movie was bullcrap.
Okay, a slave. He was a slave. It was Dean, a slave belonging to the Bell family, reported being followed by a large black dog on evenings he visited his wife. So, slave.
Maybe that's who that drawing was of then.
It might have been.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Carrie, let me ask you this question. Was there anything ever mentioned about the Bell Witch being compared to a djinn?
Yes.
She's been compared to everything.
And
there's a bunch of different speculation on what she is and why she is.
Depending on location, because see, in the research that I did, it showed that the Bell Witch was able to move across plains and be in more than one place at the same time. And there have been sightings in Mississippi where they referred to the entity as a djinn. And then there was also sightings in North Carolina. The thing that I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around. Shut up, Carrie. I see that smirk on your face already. But with an entity such as this, aren't they normally like landlocked? Like if, because there's been stories where it's like they disturbed a Native American burial site.
Oh,
And
okay.
that-
When you say landlocked, you mean they're usually tied
like
to a particular area?
Yes.
Okay, I was like landlocked. Your boat?
So there's different kinds of hauntings.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
You've got the intelligent haunting, which would be what the Bell Witch is. You would have one that's basically stuck in a time loop where you see it, but they're just performing their everyday tasks, like you're not even there. They don't know you exist. They don't know that they're dead. And then I can't remember the third one off the top of my head.
Casper.
It depends on why you think they were haunted. Some people think it was because Daddy Bill did something and brought it on the rest of his family. Other things that I've read was that there was actually an Indian burial ground not far, or it was somewhere on the property and they disturbed it. So it depends. Now, I've never heard of spirits traveling hundreds of miles
Right.
like that.
Unless they're tied to something.
Well, they got a bus.
Yeah, but if they're
pass.
tied to something, then they're going to be with that something and they wouldn't be able to be in two places at one time.
Exactly.
And there are reports of one family member being on this side of the property and another family member being on the opposite side, and they both have something happen to them at the same time. So I don't think she was tied to anything in particular. I think the family did something to piss her off and she got even. But I don't know.
Definitely someone did something.
I mean,
I assume maybe it was John that really, because since he got it the worst.
I think Betsy got it the worst. John
well, she
wasn't
ended up
around for
killing
very long.
John, though.
Yeah, John died. I mean, she killed him.
Spirit Airlines. Hello.
Yeah, that's probably where it came from. She got freaking fire mileage.
One of the things that I didn't mention that she did to Betsy was first, I don't know how this like whole thing came about, but a doctor came and saw Betsy and gave her some meds to cure her, which didn't make any sense. It's like this was a well-known apparition that was doing this. So why would medication help one person?
Right.
So I think there was more to that than they wanted anybody to know. But the doctor came, saw her, gave her some meds that would cure her, and she ended up vomiting up pins, like straight pins, as the spirit laughed at her for trying to.
That was something
herself.
else that the apparition did to her, was poke her with pins.
No, she vomited these, not just poked her. I mean, yeah, Daddy Bill died, but Betsy got the most torment from everything that I read.
Yeah. But I mean, all of my information is coming from stuff that I've read or stuff that I've seen. I'm a skeptic. I've never had a encounter of the third realm. So
I have.
When I ask these questions, it's because not because that's what I believe, it's because that's what I've heard. So that's why it's hard for me to wrap my head around it, because I don't believe in spirits. I don't believe in ghosts. I'm agnostic 100% in my life.
Agnostic.
But that's why I ask, to make sure that what I've read and what I've heard lines up with what's actually going on in this story.
I have had encounters with spirits before. When I was younger and a lot dumber, we would actually go into these graveyards at night looking for ghosts. Usually like the old Confederate cemeteries, which they're, like I said earlier, they're everywhere all around Middle Tennessee because we had so many battles and everything. Um, but this type of haunting, it's basically a poltergeist where it's angry, it's pissed off, it wants vengeance for I don't know what, but that's the vibe I get from all the stories that I've read. But usually there's a reason for it, or it continues to happen until the spirit is banished. As far as I know, it was never banished. It just stopped.
Did it stop after you went there?
No, it stopped when shortly after John died. Daddy Bell died.
Oh, we're still talking about Bell Witch. I thought you started talking about you having seen a spirit.
They
and
didn't even
then-
realize I was there. Like they didn't look at me, they didn't do anything to me, they didn't acknowledge my presence. They were just going about their daily business. So they were basically stuck in a time loop.
Okay.
The poltergeist is the Bell Witch.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's yeah, you can keep that one. Wow. Okay. Okay. That was very
Okay.
enlightening. Yeah, I don't know. I've encountered some things like that. And it is hard to explain because you sometimes you say to yourself, "Can I even trust my own eyes?" And there's a lot of times you can't. But I don't know. I never, with everything going on, I don't put anything. I'm not gonna say anything's possible. Let's just put it that way. How much more do you have left of the story, Carrie?
That was pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Okay.
Hmm.
Did you have anything else? Anything else, Ace?
Not really.
Okay. What about you, Hydro?
Nope, that was it.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do.
Wait. Let me understand something here.
Oh God.
No, you're gonna like this one, Carrie.
Hmm.
Okay, she gave you a homework assignment to do research on Andrew Jackson. You did your homework, but you
Where's the proof?
saved it. Well, just a second. But you saved it to a different studio.
Yes, because you've seen I have 2 different studios on here.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. But
Mhm.
the research that you did was everything about Andrew Jackson.
But he just looked up online. Like I
It
had
wasn't.
the article. Listen, and here's the thing: the articles that he read were the same articles that I had. I took different pieces from all those articles.
I see where he's
Everything's-
going with this.
Oh, I hear what he's saying. I don't really care. I see what he's saying. But the same articles that he was reading were the ones that I had looked up because those are the only things that had anything to do with Andrew Jackson. There wasn't
But
a
no,
lot of information.
what I'm getting at though is if you had brought your research and you had saved it to this studio,
It'd have been the same thing.
that's not what I'm saying. If you would have saved your research to this studio, and whenever she asked you what you had on Andrew Jackson, you would have read what you had on Andrew Jackson.
Yes.
Then wait. Then what would you have had to say?
I talked about more than just Andrew Jackson, but somebody wasn't paying attention.
Which he did.
I'm fucking with both of you.
I know. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Dickhead.
The ones that he did read on Andrew Jackson were the same ones. I just took pieces from all 3 and put it all together. It was just, like I said, there wasn't a lot of information on it, and they really didn't talk that much about it.
He's trying to get off topic again.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's Ace. Anyways, let's take a quick commercial break. We get back. We're gonna wrap
Like
it up.
that
We're
one,
gonna
Gary? I told you.
Yeah.
He's trying to change the subject again.
Hmm.
Go ahead, commercial.
Yeah, we're gonna take a
Wrap
commercial.
it up.
There's nothing else to say. Like Jesus. Anyways, why is
He can't help you.
you. Wait a minute. Where the heck did?
Oh, he lost the freaking commercial now.
No, it
It's
was
in the other studio.
To the other studio.
commercial. So yeah, I did lose my intro, and I
There
don't
wasn't
know.
an intro on the last one.
I did the intro when we went to commercial. I did the intro, not that one. What the heck? Like seriously, like what in the world? Yeah, so the intro, I have no idea what happened with that one. Okay, so we'll just go straight to a commercial. All right, we'll be right back after this.
You already know
What
who
is-
I am.
here it
But if you don't, I'm the Birdman from the Birdman Show. That's my man, main Ace, main.
Oh, for the love of God! What in the world? I seem to be having
You
some
already know
issues
who
here
I
with
am.
the
But if you
restream.
don't, I'm the Birdman from the Birdman Show. That's my man, main Ace, main. My main man. Anyways, we are from the Birdman Show. If you've never watched the show, this is a common occurrence. Okay, so don't even trip on it. But we want to take the time to let you guys know that the Birdman Show is brought to you by Restream. Now, with Restream, you can create high quality audio and video content for your podcast. I just want to tell them a little bit more.
Now, with Restream, what you get is you get superior listening experience with crystal clear audio. Now, you can eliminate the audio drift, and you don't have to worry about connectivity. I mean, there's so much more, but these are just a few of the things that we wanted to pinpoint. With Restream, the simple and powerful podcast studio, you can easily create your own podcast, and it's effortless.
And I also want to add that you can connect up to 8 different channels. So like we stream on YouTube, we got Twitch, we're working on TikTok here. But we're working on TikTok. You can stream to all kind of different platforms to get your podcast out there. So head on over to restream.io to start your free account and get to podcast and holla at your boys.
Or,
So,
I mean, they could always just like not create their own.
or you can create your own, but in between time, come watch ours.
Yes.
So we want you to do your thing. So
But
come and
don't
watch
forget
us.
about us.
Yes, come watch us. Okay. So definitely come watch us every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time, right over on our YouTube channel at Birdman Show Podcast 9643 or over on Twitch at Birdman143. We'll see y'all later. We out. That only took like 500 times.
And you're still recording.
What is up, everybody? How you doing? It is your boy, the Birdman, with the Birdman Show. I'm still rocking here with Ace. Got Def Flat, got Hydro. We're here on the Birdman Show. You already know what to do, so go ahead and do it with us. That is right. We are back. We have been talking about the Bell Witch. And I think the Bell Witch has been affecting this show.
Did she also
Studio.
take your homework too?
Yeah, well, like I said, it is what it is.
Did you touch her rocks?
I really don't even care no more because I'm really about to throw all of this out the window. Because it is really, really irritating me that much. And my PTSD is really starting to act up right now. So we've been talking about this episode here, which has been a pretty crazy one. Dealing with all this. What when you think about this, the Bell Witch, Carrie, I'm gonna start with you. When you think about the Bell Witch, when it comes to, because there is still a lot of questions, because like you said, just in this last segment right before we took commercial, there's no explanation as to why it even started. There's no explanation to what was really going on. And then the fact that it just stopped. When you start thinking about all of that, what are some conclusions you can kind of draw from this, or pull out of thin air, whatever, however you want to look at? What is something that you think about when it comes to this simple
well, not real simple, but this particular story?
My brain goes it goes two ways. It kind of bounces back and forth. It was either a true haunting and they did something to piss the spirit off, basically.
Mhm.
Or it was kind of like what happened during the Salem witch trials, where it was kind of like a mass hysteria and they were drugged by something in their environment that made them see things that weren't really there.
Okay. What about you, Ace?
It's like a supernatural phenomenon. And whenever I say supernatural, I'm talking about the show. If you haven't seen the show Supernatural, in the show, you call upon a crossroads demon and you make a deal with them. You get 10 years of being successful, getting whatever you want, doing whatever you want to do. And after that 10 years is up, then the hellhounds come to take you to hell. Except for in this case, it was lucky number 13. They were living in the residence for 13 years before the premonition started. So, I mean, 13 years. They got 320 acres, beautiful farmland, doing well for themselves. And then the entity shows up. Cave gas and spanked ass. There's that. And then after Papa John passes away, it just stops. So, I mean, it's almost like he made a deal with the devil and the devil took it out on his family. That's my thinking.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can't argue with you on that. Hydro, what about you?
The questions that I had just got answered pretty well, but in my personal opinion, it was a very unnerving situation. If it actually happened.
I mean, yeah. That's definitely better, more than it was definitely a girl. I especially what Ace just said. I mean, it's hard. It's hard not to, and then like what Carrie was saying, it's hard not to think that, if this, if all this is true, all this happened, everything was going on, it's hard not to think that they did something to provoke this, whatever you want to look at it. It's hard not to think about that. Whether it was like Carrie said, it was on a gravesite where where an Indian reservation was, or not reservation, but Indian gravesite. Whether it was the fact that John did something that undoubtedly made this poltergeist highly upset. I don't know. It's just hard to believe that there was something that was going on, and then the simple fact that it stopped shortly after he died. To think that it was somehow, really had to directly deal with him. It's really difficult not to think that. But for whatever reason it started, whatever reason it stopped. I mean, I don't know. This is it's not one you can't. There's not going to be one catch all answer for this, especially this type of story that you're talking about here with this one. So yeah, I don't know. This was just weird. when we start talking about some of this stuff. Ace, what do you want to share with the people, tell the people before we get up out of here? Make a couple of announcements.
Don't forget to. I'm gonna take his spotlight. Don't forget to follow his Birdman Sports 247 profile on TikTok and YouTube. We are talking about starting up the Birdman Sports podcast. We would like to be able to get that up to 1,000 followers so that he can actually be able to go live on TikTok with that account. Something he mentioned last week, he mentioned tonight that we highlighted hydroception in our music repertoire this evening. If you are or you know somebody who is a musician and they would like to get their music out there, have them get a hold of me on TikTok, have them get a hold of Birdman on TikTok, and we'll see what we can do about getting their music broadcasted on the show. So, I mean, other than that, appreciate everybody for coming out and watching us. Looks like we got up to 12.5K likes on TikTok. That's amazing. Like says, y'all never let us down.
No, that's definitely my point I was gonna make there too. Is like, dude, like TikTok's phenomenal. That's why I was fighting so hard for so long to get us on TikTok, and then that's one thing I say about Restream. I do definitely appreciate they worked something out to where we were able to do that. Hydro, what do you got for us?
Pretty much just appreciate all the love that y'all show for the show. It's been a fun episode. Can't wait till the next one. Y'all be safe out there.
Most definitely. Miss Deathlight, what do you got? Anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
Y'all covered it.
Are you gonna be doing it? Are you gonna be doing any more gaming? You want to tell anybody if they're gonna watch you live?
Not on live. It's still. I don't know if it's the game or my PC. So.
Have you already ordered that stuff?
I already put it in.
Oh, you already put it in? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, I think that probably should fix your issues that you're having there.
Yeah, but the game is having issues in itself. So.
Oh. Ooh, okay. All right. Roger that. All right. But yeah, like I said, in the Birdman Sports, we are still going to be doing episodes, and we're going to be kind of like spot episodes. We're trying to figure that out. But am I the a-hole? Which has been it's been fun because those stories they're absolutely crazy. Hearing some of this stuff, but it is pretty cool with some of the things that we were able to deal with that. But that's going to be kind of like one of those off brand things. Don't forget that latest episodes of the Birdman Show are on our Spotify channel. Just go to Birdman Podcast to check out the audio version of the show. So that way you can listen to us in the car or while you're on the go, wherever. You said what?
Pokey.
Oh. Hey, what's up? But yeah, definitely go check that out on our Spotify channel. Like I said, it's the Birdman Podcast. I just might have to just put a freaking thing on there so I don't have to keep saying this every single time. But if you see the Birdman Show podcast, that's the old one. I'm still trying to figure out how to get that one taken down. So that's the old one. There are no new episodes on that one. It's Birdman Podcast is the actual channel that has all the audio audio episodes on there. So definitely go check that out for us. Yeah, you're good, folks. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I might have to just completely Yeah. Anyways, we want to thank you guys so very much for joining us for this episode of the Birdman Show. We really appreciate everybody for joining us as we went through this episode. Like I said, next week we are. Oh, that's one thing I forgot. Who are we nominating for the super chat fan? Last
That's
week
my
it was-
nomination.
Yours is okay. Last week it was Christy. That was on there from the YouTube side. I got Ace's nominee in there. Did you have somebody in mind, Carrie or Hydro?
What Ace said.
Okay, you're going on with that as well. I mean, I can agree with that. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do there. So, let me get this in here first. Put this in here. And boom, super chat fan for this episode is going to be the lovely Amber. Congratulations.
I think she might have already left.
She might have. I don't know. Maybe. But either way, we'll get a hold of her and get that in. Like I said, hopefully I actually have a video call tomorrow with somebody that's going to help us get started on getting the t-shirts going.
Nice.
Okay. So I got a video
you,
chat
Angel.
tomorrow morning. Appreciate that, Angel. So yeah, hopefully that's going to be starting very soon. We're going to start cranking out some stuff and getting going with that. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Especially be able to do t-shirts and all that stuff, get that stuff out to people. So yes. What's next week's episode again?
It's Amber. Smiley Face Murders.
Smiley Face Murders. All right. So awesome. Yeah, we got that coming up. So I'm
Hey,
ready for
Angel,
that.
could you remind her that she is up next week too? Tell her not to forget her earbuds at work.
Yeah, that might be something she's definitely gonna probably need. I am gonna try to I need to try to get with somebody to help me with the Patreon page that we have. Try to manage all that. It's starting to become more of a headache for me than anything. But I definitely want to get that up and going so that way we could get more content on that as well. Oh, don't forget about tomorrow night, the recap. Birdman Show recap. It will be live. Once again, it's gonna be live on TikTok as well as YouTube. So pretty much where you're at right now. You'll be able to see that tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time. So yeah, don't forget to join us for that as well. So if you guys don't have anything else, I'm not seeing anything else in the chat. All right. Like I said, definitely want to thank everybody for joining us for this episode of the Birdman Show. We really appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for the recap. And then next week, don't forget, we'll be back for another episode of the Birdman Show where we'll be talking about the Smiley Face Murders. For the Birdman, Ace, Death Flight, Hydro, I'm the Birdman. This is the Birdman Show, and we're out of here. Go ahead and do it with us one last time.